Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a test map game between Bad Girl Riri and Railgan here on Galactic Process, the latter edition. In the top right side of the map, we have the green Zerg player. It is Railgan. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Bad Girl Riri, also known as Khodi. Again, we have seen these players recently on the channel doing a test map game. And actually, since I cast the last one, I took a look at the notes, and they actually posted the patch notes for the next patch already. And I will go ahead and mention them, excuse me, as I see the different changes here on this game. And I think I'll do a video about the new patch. It's going to release on September 22nd, which is coming up here fairly soon. So again, before that happens, I'll release a cast on it, kind of update us as to what is going on. And for those of you who enjoy the test map stuff, here you go. And these players are not off-racing this time. Railgan does main Zerg, and Khodi does main Terran, so that should be nice for everybody involved. Actually, not going hatch first. Here's Railgan going spawning pool into the hatchery. There we go. Again, a little bit later, but not too much later than it normally would be, with the extractor after that. So we just want queens out fast to deal with any harassment that might come here from Khodi. Let's see if this is going to be a Reaper expand. I have my Reaper name list ready to go, ready to rock. And it is going to be a Reaper. So on that production tab, we see Reaper. This Reaper's name is Garrett Brookman. Now, I'm pretty sure this suggestion came to me from a subscriber whose name is Garrett Brookman. So, congratulations, you've made it onto one of my casts. I feel like it's a little bit later than you would have expected. But hey, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here, Garrett. And let's see how your Reaper does. Let's see if your Reaper can make it into the Hall of Fame. I went back and I looked to see how many Reapers are actually in the Hall of Fame, and I think there are two. I think there are two, maybe three, depending on how you feel about Roadrunner from a couple weeks ago. But yeah, so this is going to be Garrett Brookman. It is a difficult job to get into the Reaper Hall of Fame. It is even more difficult if you just play defense, man. I mean, sure, you might get a couple lings that are scouting on out, but you're not going to get any drones. You're not going to scout. These are things that are very important on that report card for the Hall of Fame Reaper. So Garrett Brookman, speak some words of encouragement to your Reaper. Make sure they actually get out there and do some stuff. Are these lings? Yep, lings are down here. You can barely see them. See, there we go. Going to try to knock down this destructible, realizing that will take approximately forever. And then try to sneak up this ramp. Nope, there's a Reaper there. Against slow lings, Reapers in the hands of a competent player can do anything they want with them. They can murder them so fast. Speed on the way from Railgun. More and more drones coming in. Factory coming up as well for the Terran player. And there's that expansion just about complete. There it is, completing in the natural base. So, I mean, yes, it will take forever to knock down this destructible. But you know what? If the lings have forever, nobody stops them. They'll get there in like the next 3 minutes, which is an eternity in StarCraft 2. Another Reaper. Is that Garrett? That's Garrett. Garrett is actually out trying to do stuff. Does have a single kill. What did you kill, Garrett? Creep tumor? Fine. Fine. Got some harassment out. Nothing too impressive. Where are you going? Where are you going to heal up with your combat drugs? Hopping down to take this on like a watchtower? Yep. Does not actually spot these lings. Man, they are actually farther than I thought they would be. So, I mean, they're going down at like 2 a hit. 2 a hit here with 2 Zerglings with an attack speed of 0.5. Somebody could calculate that, but I'm not going to do it. Third hatchery on the way from Railgun, getting Baneling speed. Or Baneling nest. That's one of the changes. One of the proposed changes here, at least for the next patch, is that Baneling speed gives Banelings plus 10 HP. Drone kill for Garrett. What? At the 4-minute mark, a drone kill? That is almost unheard of. Good job so far, man. Garrett Brookman really making this thing happen. Speedlings do not hit any harder. But yeah, Banelings get that, with this Baneling speed, get a 10 HP boost. So we'll see if that happens here. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on some Banelings before speed comes out. Let's see how much HP they have and then compare it to after the speed happens. Also, Hydralisk upgrades were switched from 1 muscular augment upgrade to 2 separate ones. Grooved spines for the range, and then I think muscular something for the speed. As Cyclones are here using that new Cyclone ability, Tornado Blaster. Gonna do a lot of work. Look at this thing. Weapon speed 0.1, 3 damage per shot versus armored 6, which means that roaches are terrible in this situation. Is that Garrett? Garrett doing some more work. Still has 2 kills. Did those lings ever knock down the destructible? They did not. Where did they go? Did they go back home to defend and get murdered? Probably. That is probably what happened. Yeah, 6 lings have died. There are 18 on the field, so hard to know Hard to know which ones they were, but I think they're going to come in and try to finish the work that their buddies started here. So Cyclone, man, looking great with those upgrades. What else changed? What else changed that I can think of? Interceptor replacement for carriers costs 5 minerals instead of 25. Not sure how big of a deal that is. The release interceptors spell is actually gone. Woo! Cyclones versus Lings. Who knew? Wow! Massacring those Lings. Holy shamoly. Yeah, I honestly just bring your Lings on up. Ooh, a Baneling. A Baneling. Try to take down this hatch. That's what I want to see. So 30 hit points on this guy. We'll see if Railgan gets speed or not. Drop Lord action. Baneling drop action. Viking trying to kill this thing. Using the lock-on ability here against the air. Dropping the Banelings and getting some hits off before the Drop Lord dies. 8 SCVs killed there, I think, by those Banelings. Massive, massive craters here at the natural base by the drop from the Railgun. What else we got? Lings, Banelings, Queens. Again, you just can't go roaches against these Cyclones in the early game anyway. Not sure if you can at all. Infestation Pit coming up, +1 ground carapace. Trying to make his Lings a little bit more tanky. And was that more Baneling drop stuff from Railgun? I think it was. I think it was. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, trying to drop here. Good splits on these SCVs here inside the main, but not good enough dropping. Actually hitting on the Cyclones. 1 hit on all of these SCVs, but takes 2 Baneling hits to kill an SCV. So they're down to like 10 HP, but not dead. They are not dead, and that is what matters. Can they kill the Drop Lord? No, the Drop Lord escapes off the high ground. 19 hit points to his name. 10 SCVs have been killed. It is 45 to 37 Harvesters, though. Khodi looking good. Khodi looking really good here. 4th base on the way for the Railgun. Drop Lord running for its life. Viking might spot it, but no. No, the Viking does not spot it. Big attack here. Lings, Banelings on top of the Cyclones. Can the Cyclones kill the Lings fast enough to make this thing work? Cyclone Micro on display from Khodi. And you know what? I think Terran's going to win that thing. Terran wins it. Oh, 56 Lings have been killed so far. What does our resources lost look like? 1,200 resources lost for the Terran and 2,200 for the Zerg. Holy crap. Super cost efficient so far by the Terran player. This patch might actually benefit Terran quite a bit in the TVZ matchup. Switch some things on up. Switch them on up. Oh, Baneling speed on the way. Okay, so we will see if Banelings go up from there. I just already forgot. Is it 30 HP? Oh, come here, Baneling. Yes, 30 HP. We'll see if it goes up to 40 or something like that. Anyway, Lings and Banelings trying to crash on top of stuff. Cyclones are not light, though. So you'll notice that they don't actually do that much damage to the Cyclones. Unfortunately, for the Zerg player, pushing on in here is Khodi, taking down a hatchery. Look at how fast this works. Wow, 4th hatchery gone. Railgun making some Hydras. Making some Hydras if he can do it. More Banelings coming in as well. 97 and 90 total supply. Khodi has a lead, bringing in more Hellions. Probably transform them rather into Hellbats. The Hellbat Cyclone push seems pretty good. Might bring some SCVs to repair up the Cyclones that are very low on HP at this point. That's probably what I would do if I was Khodi. But 3rd base established for Khodi. It's 55 to 54 Harvesters. Keeping match with his opponent. And Hydras are out. So Ling's going for it. Baneling's trying to crash on top of everything. Pretty good splits here by Khodi, but the Hellbats getting massacred, unfortunately for them. Hydra is pulling on back up. Baneling has speed and 40 HP. Okay, so that extra HP did kick in, which is wonderful indeed for the Zerg, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Look at these Cyclones just standing in, massacring these Hydras, killing these Queens, trying to pull back. 18 Lings on the way. Can they do this? Baneling gets a nice hit, but just the Lings trickling in 4, 5, 6 at a time, getting nice surrounds. But the Cyclone Micro for Khodi is kind of insane, but is it enough? No! The Lings do manage to clean their way out, but again, the cost efficiency, you guys, 5,000 resources lost for the Terran player and 6,000 for the Zerg. So that did not go as well for the Terran in the last couple minutes as I thought it had. Retaking that 4th base seems a little bit necessary if you're Railgun. Hellion gets exploded here next to the natural base. Ling's doing more attacks, cleaning up Hellions that are not Hellbats yet, and then just retreating. These Cyclones, what kind of kills do they have? 0, 0, and 3. So doing damage, not necessarily getting credit for the kills, but that is A-okay. Where's my Hydralisk Den? Where are you at? Yep, so getting muscular augments. No, so this was actually not part of the proposed changes, but made the change anyway, apparently. We'll have to see. We'll have to see on those patch notes when they actually come out. Yeah, so muscular augments is still a speed boost and a range boost for Hydras at this point in the test map. We'll have to see, again, if that changes later on. According to what I read, That's going to be different when the actual patch comes out here, but again, there's a lot of time between now and that point. So Railgun's kind of been on his back foot here for a while, losing that 4th base, losing a lot of stuff. Hydra Bane seems to be what Railgun is trying to do here. Queen as well, and again, doesn't take extra damage from the Hellbats or from the Cyclones. Queen seems to be a good choice. Cyclone gets stuck. Banelings, a lot of Banelings exploding on that Cyclone. I think Khodi should be okay with that. As the Terran player pushes back, good Baneling hits there, but I just don't know that it's enough. Queen stabbing away, taking out those medevacs. No more healing for you, Hellbats. No more healing at all. Actually, what does the medevac count at? 0? 0 right now. 8 Cyclones, 3 Vikings, 6 Hellions. Lings on top of stuff. Banelings on top of the stuff. Banelings getting some more hits off. Pretty great splits there on the Cyclones, but there just might be too much. Banelings exploding on Cyclones. Hydras finishing them off. Look at this speed off. Creep chasing the Cyclones down. A handful of Lings. They decide to retreat. So we're 4 base. 4 base. Khodi has taken a 4th to the up and the right of that 3rd base location. A lot of extractors here for Railgun. A lot of refineries here for Khodi. So both players take a bit of a break after an action-packed first 10 minutes. That's for sure. +2/+2 coming in for those Lings and those Banelings. 5 Infestors on the way for Railgun. Does he have pathogen glands? He does. He does have pathogen glands. He researched that when I was not paying attention. Tanks on the way. Tanks have had their attack buffed as well. They do extra damage versus armored, and I think extra damage just to everybody else at the same time. Where are you, Tank? Here you are, Tank. Let's take a look at you. 17 damage versus non-armored and 28 versus armored. So I think they might have actually nerfed the damage to non-armored, if I remember properly, but definitely buffed it when it comes to armored units. Unfortunately, Railgun doesn't have many armored units. Hydras, Lings, and Queens are not armored. So I'm not sure that tank is the correct choice here, but let's see you get into siege mode and see what your numbers are. 5th base at this gold by Railgun. It is being threatened horribly by Khodi here. A couple of Banelings tried to burrow on this ramp leading up to the 5th, but nope. Got cleaned out and destroyed pretty efficiently there by Khodi. So tank, you want to go into siege mode? There it is. There's our siege mode tank. Yeah, 80 damage versus armored. Woo! That hits like a truck. And he can actually hit this 5th from here. So Railgun has to do this. Infestors can cast well burrow. That's another thing. Throwing down that the fungal growth on top of everything that they can. And actually managing to do pretty well with the Hydras, with the Banelings. Hydras at the back seem to be doing the majority of the damage. Taking out that tank. Infested Terrans tossed down. Pretty sure these guys were not changed at all. They still kind of suck. But Hydra's pushing out. Look at this. Pushing towards this Planetary Fortress 4th base. I'm not sure that Khodi... actually, you know what? Khodi can hold this. Hydras are just glass cannons. They die so fast to anything that comes their way. More and more Lings coming in. Looks like their rally is busted, though. There we go, Lings. Go join the fight. Go join the fight. Go join what you're seeing here. 158 to 118 total supply. Railgun looking good. Hive on the way for our Zerg player as well. More tanks coming in for Khodi. Again, I'm not sure if that's a great choice, but I mean, Lings have so few hit points. The tank splash does enough work on them anyway that I think it does make them a fairly good decision here. Lings checking for a base on this left side. There's not one there. Got to feel good about that. If you are Railgun, Lings coming in to this natural base, trying to kill. Does manage to flood right on in, killing the supply depots. Does not supply block Khodi quite yet. But Lings getting massacred by Hellions. No blue flame upgrade here for Khodi. Is that still a thing? Ooh, meanwhile, some attacks up here in these mineral lines. What was that? Let's back it up a little bit. So a Hellion run by. Trying to clean up some of these drones. What is that? 1 drone killed. 2. We'll make that 2 drones killed in this entire game for Khodi. You can't do that against Zerg. You can't kill 2 drones. It's 73 to 61 total harvesters. Railgun has a nice lead. Khodi pushing in with this tank, Cyclone, Hellion composition with some Vikings in the air as well. And again, Infestor is able to cast when burrowed. Let's see if they can throw some fungals down. That's always been a problem for Infestors, is getting close enough to throw down fungal because they do get target fired. But if they're invisible, it works a little bit better for them. See? Tank fire on these Lings. 46 damage versus non-armored. That's enough to 2-shot a Hydralisk. Lings coming in from the right side. Hydras from the left side, cleaning out those tanks. Planetary Fortress having a field day with these units. Banelings, do they want to crash in? Nope, they just bypass the Planetary Fortress entirely. Hydras trying to burn it down. I don't think you can do it, guys. Banelings burrowing on this ramp. Are they? Oh, the Banelings explode on the Cyclones, and that is it. The second set of Cyclones die. The Hydras do take down the Planetary Fortress, and that is it. A GG from Khodi. Khodi is defeated and Railgan is victorious. Railgan taking both of these test map games, once as Terran, once as Zerg, but winning one for the Swarm today. Whew, that was pretty good. A lot of changes here. And again, I think most of them have been solidified. I'll put a link in the description here to the post about the solidified patch notes. You can read them yourself. I'll make a video about them as well coming up closer to the launch date. But yeah, Railgan was able to hold off that initial Cyclone aggression. Did not make Roaches. You'll notice Roach is a terrible choice against those Cyclones. Managed to keep most of his bases. Fourth base did die. Ultralisk Den coming in. I wonder how Cyclone versus Ultra works. I mean, Cyclone DPS is so crazy. The Burrowed Infestor play was a big deal. You notice these guys are not dead. I feel like they would be dead in prior patches, where they're above ground, they're big squishy targets. They're favorites to focus fire for Terran and Protoss, but invisible, at least without detection, they can survive a little bit easier. So, great job by both of these players. I'd like to see more, actually, from them. Might cast a couple more of their games. I have some in reserve. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Patrons! Nicholas Cheek, Sean Govin, Nick Riley, Josh Cornelius, Jin, Jeff Duvall, KN, Matt Meermans, Hagon Marcus, Back Bertie, Alex Coffey, Ben Raboyne, 19 Day, Keith Garlow, Alexandros Canaris, Complex, Ian Westbrook, Michael McIntosh, Sam Estegoy, Bo Brissett, Cale Anderson, Trevor Smith, Menhadin, GMP, Sip Kopata, Konma, Michael Wellen, Plaid, Henry Cooper, Clayton Knight, Jan Kodera, Kevin Shing, Rajiv Bhatt, The Cosmic Phoenix, Peter Hawes, Andre Breet, Mither. Thank you, Leak at the top right. Bye.